Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Redmen TV. Liverpool, I've just seen out a 1-1 draw with Tottenham Hotspurs at Anfield this evening. And to be honest, I think it's safe to say that the win seems to be taken out of our sails as Reds fans. But do you know what? I've had a little browse through some of the socials, and not everyone's in such a downbeat mood, which is good, really. And I think we need to kind of just take a little bit of stock, and this is a good opportunity to do it. You know what time it is on this show. It's about your thoughts, your fan reaction. So I'll jump into some of the comments and we'll see what everybody has got to say about that performance and that result and where that potentially leaves us for the rest of the season. Andy App says, it's not over, but it's usually a disappointing night. Didn't think that we could go top and I feel gutted. Will be a big ask for City to drop points now, but still proud of our lads on for the treble. Yeah, I mean, and you're right there. That I think pride is the one big thing. We've been very valiant throughout the last since January period. Really, we really dug deep to try and get as many of these results as we possibly could, and there's not been many slip ups along the way. So, and you know, you can't take anything away from the fact that Tottenham are or have ambitions of being a top side. They've got a world-class manager, and for that reason, they was always going to come and pose with their own game plan and pose their own threats today. The Red Guy 8 says, the three things I've learned: title is done, Michael Oliver is a prick, and Conte is a typically defensive, playing Italian cheat. Yeah, 2 out of those 3 I would agree with. I'll let you kind of think of what those may be. FPL Skill says, we left ourselves wide open on the counter-attack more than we normally do, as well as pouring attack, which inevitably cost us against a side like this. Brian Glow, not the result that we wanted, but we're still in a title race. Just need to focus on our game and see where we end up in 2 weeks. Hopefully we'll have an FA Cup as well. The Red Guy 8, I don't want to be toxic, but I'm just angry as it's highly likely that yet another title has slipped out of our hands, and I don't want to hear people say we're still in it. Be real, it's done. Yeah, I mean, I basically said before that we'd even kicked the ball today that I felt as though we'd win every game between now and the end of the season, and it didn't really matter what we did because it was all going to depend on whether someone would take points off City, and we've knew that for the last couple of weeks anyway. But I just felt like we needed to do that to keep that pressure sustained upon City from now until the end of the season. We've kind of just took our foot off their necks ever so slightly. They can have a little bit more breathing room than what they may have had anyway. So yeah, I don't know if it's about it being done, but, you know, our job now is to just make sure we win our last 3 games. Their job will be to win their next 4. And if they do that, then obviously we're not going to win the league. Let's go over to Twitter and see what the tweets are saying. Finley says, the miracles the lads were performing had to end at some point, but I am still immensely proud of them. Yeah, absolutely. And I think that was what, you know, Steve asked me, you know, what was the mix of emotions, and pride was right up there, because at the end of the day, I know that these lads have been fighting tooth and nail. They've been digging in so deep to just get as far as they've got. They closed the gap between City. Look, at the end of the day, we're closing a night out on the same points as them, sitting top of the league by goal difference, because that's how good we've been. Yeah, I get it. We've played the game more than them, but you can't discredit Liverpool team's efforts in the Premier League this season. We've been absolutely monumental. I think we've only lost 2 games. It's been the draws that kill you, and I've said it season in, season out. Draws will ruin your title challenges and your title ambitions. And this season, there's been a couple of home draws there that we could have just done without. Been a couple of games we threw away. Yes, City have had the luck their end as well and got some results where you probably think they shouldn't have, but that's football sometimes, ladies and gents. That is football. It can be a very cruel sport. Anfield Scoop, we always needed them to drop points. We still need them to drop points up the quadruple chasing Reds. Yeah, and you know, until it's categorically no longer viable, we're still in all 4 competitions. We've still got a foot in. You know, we've got our names in the hat for all 4 competitions, and there's not been another English side that's been able to say that at this point in history, at any given point in time over the course of football and history. So I'll be immensely proud of that as an accomplishment in itself, but obviously it would be nice if we was able to go and top it off by winning the 2 other trophies that are available in the finals that we're in. And Mia Amin says, let's see how City perform tomorrow. Could collapse, don't give up mathematically until it's mathematically impossible. Yeah, basically echoing everything I've just said there. Jonathan Reed says, City still dropping points. Again, there's the vibes, the energy. So I'm liking that. See, people still have a little bit of optimism. Manny says, reminds me of the COVID period where teams came back to Anfield, sat back, and we struggled to break them down. Diaz's goal saved us because I couldn't see where it was coming from. Yeah, absolutely. It was at a time where we knew we needed a goal. It just didn't, I couldn't tell you. We were just hitting balls into the box. They was clearing them out of the box. We was getting corners. We weren't beating the first man. We was getting corners. They just wasn't landing on the Liverpool head. It didn't look like we was going to be able to break them down. And if anything, it was going to be that shot from outside the box. Yeah, we got a little bit fortunate in the fact that it takes a huge deflection and goes in the other corner, which leaves Hugo Lloris flat-footed. But you know, that's football as well. Cormac Teague says, Spurs played to the draw and made it really tough. If City win tomorrow, I'd make wholesale changes for the midweek game and save our legs for the Cup on Saturday. I don't think Klopp will do that, though, to be fair. I think he'll still want to try and keep a couple of the lads fresh and kind of keep that rotation in. There might be a couple of changes, but I can't see it being wholesale changes if City win tomorrow. But we'll have to wait and see. Mark says, to be fair, if they draw the game, it doesn't matter at the minute. If they're a point or three ahead, still a chance. We need to believe. We certainly do. The silent partner, still on the final of the Champions League, the FA Cup as well. Let's focus on the things that are in our hands. Yeah, and that's probably a good mentality to have, really. And that's probably the thing that, you know, this team have been doing anyway. Let's just concentrate on the jobs, the work that we can do. Let's concentrate on what it is that we can control. And at the moment, the only thing that we can control is the fact that we got ourselves over the line in the Champions League, and we've got an FA Cup final next week that we'll be playing in. So, got to take massive kind of pride out of that. You've got to take a lot of positivity out of that, and you've got to use that to kind of fuel you forward for the next 2 weeks, really, because there are still massive games. I think a lot of people, pundits, Liverpool fans that I've spoken to online, offline, everybody kind of earmarked the Tottenham game as the one game that was still left in our fixtures that worried us. And City fans would have been looking at that game as well to say that's where Liverpool will drop up, and it's happened. But we've been thinking about a couple of games that we think City will drop up as well, and it's still all to play for. We've just got to stay positive, but right now we've got to turn our attentions to the things that we can control. Adam LFC 1892, man, like Adam, I hope you're keeping well, fella. Thank you for tuning in again today. He says he's absolutely gutted. Spurs have just played anti-football by parking the bus for the full 90 minutes. I'm not a religious man, but I'll be praying that the Geordies can do something against the Oil Club tomorrow. Yeah. I think we all will. I probably won't watch that game tomorrow, if I'm honest. I feel like it's better to just not watch City, because that's when I feel like the hope that kills you. But absolutely, no, I completely get what you're saying. Back over to the YouTube comments then as well. We've got a new first team member, Drunken Fumble. Welcome as a first team member. I do appreciate that. And he says the only thing that has changed is now we need City to lose to an appointment, lose as opposed to draw. There's still a chance, but we need to increase our goal difference. Yeah, we need to get back on, you know, the scoring loads of goals. The Liverpool tactician with the £1.79 super chat. Thank you very much for the super chat as well. Thank you for looking after us. He says Mane, Jota, Salah, poor Origi needed to come on. Yeah, you had, again, Klopp went for that 4 up top again, and obviously just left 2 midfielders in there, and could have got caught out towards the end as well. But Steve probably nailed it when he said he couldn't really bring a fifth on, because, you know, who's going to be in midfield, who's going to do what. It would have just been too messy. Maybe you might have taken off one of the forwards in that case, but it might not have just been the game for an Origi to come on. So it's disappointing, but you know what we've got to do after this? We've got post-match content. We know that Steve will be over at the board. He'll be trying to give out some player ratings. Please be kind, get involved, give him a little bit of a helping hand. Let him know who you thought your man of the match was from Liverpool's perspective. Even though a Liverpool player didn't get man of the match today, it's your man of the match that really matters to us as Reds fans here at the Redmen TV. And then after that, we'll be going live over on Redmen Plus, and we'll be doing our instant match reaction for about, and we'll get into it a little bit more detail there. Jack on says, I can't find it in me to criticise these players. They've played miraculous April, and it wasn't 100% today, but on another day we'd probably win this with the same performance. Yeah, and I think you're probably right. I don't think they played enough. They didn't really threaten us enough. They had that one chance where they just carved us open, and it's all because of how good Kane is, you know what I mean? He was able to just bring the ball down, takes the ball away from Chen. Chen's on the wrong side. We've got no defensive shape whatsoever, and they expose us. The one time where our defensive shape falls to shit, and they fully exposed us for it. So Bruce with the 99 squiggles says Trent was poor, and why no Origi when we're crossing? Yeah, definitely. Simon Banstead says, as I said to Ross on Twitter, could be worse, could be a United fan. It's always a very good way to look at things right now. Lars Eric says, it's football, you can't win them all. Man City, Newcastle 4-0 tomorrow. Danny Hartley Smith says, we're still in 2 finals. I get the feeling a bit deflated, and you could see that on the players' faces, but it's not done yet. Up the Reds, absolutely. Danny words, well said, girl, well said, and thank you for modding up the chat as well. We know you've been keeping a lot of law, you've been keeping order in that Discord chat as well as the YouTube chats for us today. Dan Pearson says, at least it wasn't a loss. Yeah, I said that very early doors for Tottenham. Their objective is a must not lose game, and our objective was it was a must win, but unfortunately it was meant to be a stalemate in the end. But guys, thank you for tuning in, thank you for leaving us with your thoughts and your feelings after that match. They've made me feel a little bit better, because the amount of positivity in terms of, again, that sheer pride at this Liverpool side, and the achievements that they've managed to achieve so far this season, and then on top of that, obviously looking forward to the bigger picture, the finals that we've got, and hoping that there is still a twist in this Premier League tale, so Liverpool's quad dreams can stay alive. Let's keep on dreaming until there is no time left. Ladies and gents, thank you, and I'll see you soon.
Hey guys, thanks for checking out that video. Hope you enjoyed it. If you want even more Liverpool goodness in your lives, head on over to redmenplus.com now and sign up to Redmen Plus. We've got interviews, features, documentaries, as well as our vast array of weekly shows. So yeah, redmenplus.com, sign up to Redmen Plus now.